Hello.
What is your
Sibu.
hello viewers? Good evening from here. And my name is Paul. You are welcome to the Opinion Sharers. So as usual, we have Oluwatosin in the house. Oluwatosin will be doing an analysis of the situations in Nigeria with me tonight. We'll be looking at Buhari's speech. And then there's a video by Sheon Kuti. We will play a little bit of that video and then we will review it. We'll talk about the protests, NSAS protests, and other protests that are currently happening in Nigeria. We would also look at, I know that a lot of us are angry about Buhari's speech. So, relatively, we will look at that because I have a guest that's going to be doing an extensive review of that tomorrow. So today we are going to do just even Oluwatosin is not even interested in Buhari's speech, so it's just a little bit of it, but it angered many of us. But before we go into the discussion proper, we are going to be looking at the vandalization also and the looting. That's something that is very important that we have to talk about. But before we go into all this, please, if you are watching this, please go ahead and share it. Oluwatosin, please, let's take a few seconds to quickly share this on platforms. So as we can invite people to come join us and share with us at this time. Please do share this video, share with your friends, share with pages, public pages that this may be allowed to be shared. So I'm doing that right now.
Yeah, I'm checking too.
Okay. So I learned that there is still protests in some parts of the country. In fact, I saw a video just a few minutes ago, a short video on Twitter, because I noticed that Calabar was trending. So I clicked to find out what is trending about Calabar. And then I found out that it is because there are still protests. People are protesting seriously in Calabar right now as we speak. And they are calling Buhari is a bad boy. Yeah. Oh. And I learned also that there have been so many palliative, items that has been discovered in various parts of the country, especially in the south. People have been. I don't want to call that loot, but I think it is also.
It is not looting. It is not. No. We should not be tempted to call it looting. It is not looting. Looting, boo.
Well, when you take something that they have not given you,
it is not looting. What the people are doing is the people are helping government to distribute the how is it looting? This is people's money that were used to buy those things that should have been distributed to those people during the lockdown. A lot of people died with hunger. A lot of people have involved themselves in unspeakable things just to get something to eat. And the money government set aside to buy foodstuff to relieve people as palliative. Some set of guys now keep that. Do you know for 8 hours, they were taking those items, the crowd were taking those items for 8 hours and they couldn't finish it. How is that looting? This is people's money that were used to buy those stuff. It is not in any way looting. People are just helping government to distribute the item. Maybe government don't have time. Government is usually busy. So they are helping government to distribute. It's not looting. It's not stealing. That is people's money. That is our money that have been taken and they have recorded that they have spent this money on so thing. It is not looting.
Well, if it is, the reason I'm calling it looting is because they didn't give it to them legally. Okay, so
but it belongs to them.
People break into those stores.
People in government take our money that does not belong to them and make it their own. That is looting. This food belongs to the citizen. and the government is hiding it with their any motive they have. So this food belongs to the people, and the people are taking the food that belongs to them. It's not looting.
Well, what about the vandalization of public properties?
The
In Lagos, for instance, so many like NPA was burnt down, TVC was burnt down. You know, I think I learned, I think a branch of GTB Bank was also raised up. You know,
Access Bank also, First Bank also.
yeah, and the same thing in Akure, APC office, you know, was also burnt down. So, you know, let's have your opinion about all these things that are happening across the country.
In
Look at
the
why is it happening? You know, apart from the, you know, the protest, is it part of the protest? Because I don't think most of the people that are doing this are part of the peaceful protesters. But why
no,
is it that people are now burning these things down after the curfew has been declared?
the vandalization of property can be put into two classes, and we cannot in any way, I don't know why, we cannot in any way talk about protesters involving in that. Even the government themselves, they knows that those are not the protesters doing that, because the protester, they protested for 11 to 12 days, and they never vandalized anything before the Lekki shooting, and the protesting is a little bit gone down now. I think after the curfew, the protests will resume again. Now, about vandalization of things, a lot of property have been vandalized in the last 24 hours. And you talk about what are the places that were vandalized? The
Well, some
uh,
people were thinking that they, like people like Tinumbu, especially in Lagos, was being targeted. You know, the house of Oba of Lagos was targeted, and even in fact, I am surprised that President Buhari, in his speech, mentioned the house of the Oba, but he forgot to mention the gun battle that happened in Lekki. I was baffled. I was disappointed that that was all he had to say. And at the time like this, that people were waiting for him to come and say something to pacify people. Now he comes to tell us about trader money. I'm like, what is wrong with this old man? You know,
I will try to
and
resist the temptation to talk about the presidential speech, because since 2017 or 2018, I personally have stopped watching the presidential speech, because after 2 years of the Muhammadu Buhari as president of Nigeria, I had known he cannot do anything. I've started criticizing him since then, and till now I have not stopped. Going back to the vandalization of things, let's state out some of these places that were vandalized. Now, Tinubu's business were being targeted and they were vandalized. The Oba of Lagos, his palace was vandalized. There was several attacks on different prisons in Lagos and other part of Nigeria. The court, about 2 to 3 courts in Lagos State was burned down, and some other places. Now, let's talk about government institution that was vandalized, and we talk about private individuals that their property were vandalized. And uh, if there's a situation, we should look at the big picture, and we should see the depth of what is happening, not just the noise and hula baloo, but we can try to read people's mind and know why they do some of the things they did. Now, Let me go with the government institution that was vandalized, razed down by fire and all. Now, what are the government institution that was vandalized? The prison, the court, police station, and where again?
The bank. Okay. Well, bank is not government owned, right?
Now, see, who are the ones doing this? Wait, they say they are hoodlums. Now, there is a kind of anger in people presently, and that is why everybody is trying to vent out their anger. And now people are venting out their anger in different ways. People are attacking police station, burning down police station, and attacking policemen. One of them was killed in a viral video, burning down police station and all, and prison and courts. Is there a connection? There is a connection between these three places: the police station, the court, the prison. There's a connection there. And these guys, they are the hoodlums. Now, whether we like it or not, they are citizens. If we choose to call them hoodlums, okay, no problem. But before they become hoodlums, they are firstly citizens that probably are deprived of some amenities, and they end up in a way that most of them don't want to. They end up in a situation that some of them don't like to, and some of them don't even want to continue in that way. But because of the situation of the country, they cannot take themselves out of that, because probably that is paying them. And if they stop, what is going to pay them? Now, they are hoodlums, they are area boys or togris and all. They must probably have had experience or encounter with policemen that were not just with them. They must probably have had a kata taken to court, or their friends taken to court, and they don't get the right judgment. They have been sent to jail, or they have in Benin. 2,000 prisoners were set free, and one of them said he has been on a waiting trial for 2 years. Who does that? So these places they attack, there's a connection to them. So people are venting out their anger on those areas that they have been unlawfully deprived as citizens of Nigeria. So if we want to say they are vandalizing government property, they should stop. No, they cannot stop. They cannot stop because they have been cheated in those areas. They have been cheated in those areas. You can just be, in 2010, February 2010, I have been on the street of Ikorodu by 9:30 p.m. There was no light, and I need to get candle and mosquito coil. I was by the roadside buying candle and mosquito coil for Nwaboki, these Malam small shops. I just see the Malam running away, everybody around running away. I'm like, what is happening? Why are they running? And before I turned my back, I saw somebody has grabbed me already. The police guy with gun with him has grabbed me already. Before I could say anything, the candle I have with me and mosquito coil with 100 naira recharge card to make extra cool. MTN extra cool that year, 2010. I took the three of them to the police station. Now that night, I was telling in fact, it was the DPO that actually arrested us, me. When I get to his car, some other guys are there already. He took us there. I'm just telling you my own experience with policemen and how people get anger. So we should not think they are just burning. No. There is no action. There's no reaction without action. Abiba Onoshiman saw. People, I don't know if you understand that. People cannot just be doing something without a previous, there's no smoke without fire. Now, they took us to the station. I get there. The lady on duty that was about to take our statement, and I told him, Madam, see the candle I go to buy. He said, they caught you for wandering. When they caught you, they are smoking in their hemp, they are selling in their hemp. I say, okay. Check my body now. Check my blood if I have ever smoked in their hemp. Now, see what I go to buy. It's even in my hand. Is this not the justification for me to go home to sleep? You know, I didn't go home to sleep that night. I slept in that cell. Now, God was so good to me. This place they kept me, there was some good guys there. Because the guys, they brought us together. When his parent came the next day to bail him, they said, no, this is not our son. Go and bring our son. He said, no, Mami Emini, they cannot recognize him. The guy didn't sleep till daybreak on the other cell. I was hearing beam, beam. They were using his head to hit the wall. Imagine arresting innocent Nigeria and putting them with hardened criminal. You think that guy of that day spending just one night in the cell and his parent could not recognize him again just because he's walking along the street by 9:30 p.m. Such guy will not have the temptation to burn a police station, to burn down that police station. The name of the DPO I still remember to date, because after I left this area, and I begin to ask people in the area, because I just get to that area about a week. So I now begin to ask people, say, that guy, I have a whole lot of history, even how the police station was built on people's head in that vicinity. When they arrest you, they will ask you to bring 2 bags of cement and 100 block. The police station is at Agric. Yeah, it's at Agric. Ikorodu. Wow. So
I also learned, I also heard about a story, and this is particularly in the eastern part of Nigeria. I think maybe it's Enugu or somewhere like that.
The SARS guy.
Yeah, they mentioned the particular SARS guy who was very popular. Okay. They mentioned that is it Azuko or Azuka or something like that?
I don't even know. The guy was given a big position. He's the special advisor on security to the state governor.
Yes, currently, yeah.
Rewarding the government of Nigeria will not reward good deed. They will not punish the bad behavior. They are rewarding bad behavior and punishing the good behavior. And we want to criticize, or we want to talk bad of those that are burning down police station, those that are burning down prison. I'm sorry, I will not do that. Because
I think my own position is that 2 wrongs cannot make a right.
If we are sitting down to watch a movie or sitting down to hear a story, we can just say 2 wrongs don't make a right. But if we are the one involved, then somebody is telling you 2 wrongs don't make it right, you will tell them that keep your 2 wrongs don't make it right. Let me make this wrong. They will tell you they know that 2 wrongs don't make it right, but they just want to do their own wrong also. See,
okay. I have also been a victim of police harassment. There was a time, I think maybe it was 2008 or thereabout. I was coming from work. Okay, so I boarded an Okada. It dropped me at I think Oyingbo bus stop. So as it dropped me at Oyingbo bus stop, immediately I stepped down and paid the Okada man. I just noticed that a policeman walked up to him, all right, and was harassing him. So, and me being who I am, it's difficult for me to tolerate, to see injustice and, just pretend as though I did not see. So I went back to him and said, what happened? He just dropped me now. Why harass him? There are other Okada people here. Why do you, what is the interest about him? You know what the guy said? What the guy did? He slapped me in the face. I'm telling you.
You see?
And the guy is from the nearest police station, which is just on Adekunle, just before you get to Oyingbo. And people were I was mad that night. People told me to shoot. I live in railway compound in Ebutemeta. So, and the police station was just a stone throw. So I walked down there to go and report. I was really mad. Majority of them there were actually indifferent. It was just one guy that was, that tried to pacify me. Because I said, I want to make a statement. I want to report him.
Nothing will happen if you report him. In
Yeah,
fact,
I
you
know.
are lucky that you are the one that worked there. If he's the one that get hungry, if he slapped you, then you talk and he get angry and take you there, you might spend the night in the cell just
Yeah,
because you said
that
you
is
should not embarrass an Okada rider. It
yeah,
is just as bad
that
as
is the
that.
problem in Nigeria. I think it is almost impossible to get justice if you are an ordinary person.
Now we have just talked about the police station. What about the court?
Yeah, I think
People that are brought to court, that even the judges knows that this guy doesn't commit this thing, they will just go and dump them in the prison. People that they are innocent and they are upright, they have dumped them in the prison and they have come out, their life is condemned. And you want those guys not to go burn that court? See, we can sit down and want to. I like to talk as I feel, and because I've had a fair share of some things that happen in Nigeria, and I know things that are happening, I don't like to pretend. I
I
like
am
to
not
say it.
I
I
am
like
not
to say,
saying you should pretend,
yeah.
but at the same
I'm not
time,
saying no. I'm not saying you. People say they shouldn't do that. It's our heritage. Some people are saying Yoruba ronu. What kilo jebe? When the right of these guys were violated, where is Yoruba ronu? Nobody should come and tell us how we will behave when we get angry. Everybody is hungry. Let them vent out their anger. This government, this ruling class, they have enslaved people so long. These judges, they have sold their soul to the devil and given justice to the guys that are not. Those guys that go to burn the court, do you know many of their friends that have been interchanged with hardened criminal and letting the criminal go free and their friend in prison? And you say they will not attack that prison to set free their friend when they know very well that their friend is innocent, but is just there languishing in prison for not doing anything.
but wait, the prison the jailbreak in Edo State. I mean, even the one in that happened, I think in Delta. I
Okay.
saw people saying that this thing were just people were coming out from the gate. It was
The
that
report was
jailbreak.
that the warders there, the prison guard themselves there, they knows a lot of corruption is happening.
So
So
they
they
set
let
them free.
those guys to go. Because they know some of these guys didn't commit the offense, they are just spending time for.
Hmm.
A lot of good destiny is just being wasted away. Just because the judge system is not upright.
But even outside self, no they smile now. I mean, Igboro rẹ́rìn like people will say.
Say
I mean,
Igbo
even if they
Rering,
are
but
free.
being in the prison is totally different. Everybody is at least trying to survive, but you just being incarcerated for what you didn't do. So that is that for government property vandalization.
Okay.
Now to the Oba of Lagos. By the way, on a lighter mode, I saw, Nigerians, we like to make comedy of every situation. I learned that the Okpashe, the staff of office, is now on one Gigi. Gigi, I think is kind of what's it called? A kind of like Amazon e-commerce
Yeah,
store. Like yeah,
really?
an e-commerce store, Gigi in
For
Nigeria.
sale? For
So
sale?
he's there now for 10 million naira.
I
I don't know
learned
if that.
I learned that the coin and the Omo Obas, they are already giving threats that they give the guy who took it, because I was we saw video now. See now,
Ah,
that's where I have problem with some people, some
mm,
Nigerians, including those in government and those who are not in government.
mm,
People who have been saying most of the videos that we've seen are fake, that the videos are fake.
mm.
So, like the video, when we saw the video of that guy carrying the staff of office and running, now they did not deny that one is fake. But when we saw videos of people, police shooting, when we saw videos of the army shooting people at Lekki, the people deny and say that is fake. I really don't get what is wrong with
Who
us.
are the one denying?
I
Government or
actually saw
individuals?
I saw one guy today. He has Doctor something on his profile on Twitter, and he was actually saying when the government has declared a curfew in Lagos, that people are supposed to have gone back to their house, and then that they were broken law. They were broken law when because they did not leave the street. And I look at it and say, it is doctors like you, because I personally went to his profile and saw that he has it's a medical doctor. He has all the paraphernalia of a doctor on his profile. And I say, you are a major part of the Nigerian problem, especially the people who call themselves doctor or educated individuals like you, who cannot differentiate, who cannot reason. We saw police vehicles conveying touts from rural areas to the city in Abuja to come and disperse attack protesters. And you are now saying that this later he replied to my tweet, and you know what he was doing? He was attacking me, even though I wasn't fair to him too, because I called him out. Okay, he was also calling me out, saying that those things are fake. How can I believe the things that I see on the internet? And I'm just wondering, why is it that when it is the government that is putting it out, we believe it, or we are meant to believe it? But when it is individuals that are saying, okay, I saw this and I should make a video of it, and I agree that some of them might be fake. Okay,
But
some of them
see,
might have no credibility, but we must also not put our humanity away just because we want to make a point.
the season we had now is not the season of answering people like that.
Yeah, but if we don't answer them, you Oluwatosin, you are the one that is always saying monkey see, monkey do. So when we allow
Allow
that kind of
them.
narrative, yeah, when we allow that kind of narrative, people will believe it. People, because they keep
You
sharing
know
it.
why I say now, now before is a business of monkey see, monkey do. Now we thank God that we that are calling for the awakening of Nigerian citizens, a good number of them is awakening now because they are seeing our monkey do. They are
Monkey
doing
see,
also.
monkey do. Yeah.
They are doing also. So
Okay.
people like that, another guys will just attack them because the number of awakening we have now in people is high. The number
Okay.
of awakening we have now is very high. We're talking about the attack on Oba of
Yeah.
the Oba's palace.
Hmm.
Now, what brought that attack? The attack happened the next day after the killings. Now, in the last 11 to 12 days of protests, of youth demanding for to head SARS and a good country, what did Oba of Lagos say anything? The press release of Oba of Oni of Ife is on social media and everywhere. Did Oba of Lagos say anything? Now, the last two elections we had, and the Oba of
Yeah.
Lagos want to So
The Oba
see,
is the Buhari.
when
Mm.
when traditional ruler start getting themselves involved in partisan politics, that is what happened to them. The last 2 elections we had, that Oba was saying, if you will not vote for so person and you vote for so person, you will die in Lagos Lagoon.
Yeah, that's actually arrant nonsense.
Okay,
That
so
is evil.
maybe this is
That
a
is
way for people to
perpetrated
see
by some of
if
these stupid people,
people, if
stupid
the people,
elders.
if he chose to be a stupid head, then now the kid now show him that they are stupid kids also. So if the politician, as a traditional ruler, the politician you are supporting is not doing well, and you cannot curb them, this is what happened. And the bigger news is when they vandalize his palace, they now discover COVID-19 palliatives resting somewhere there. Is that not enough to even kill him? Because how many people have been killed with hunger? How many people have gone to look for their daily bread because they cannot feed themselves during palliative and they have died? Because one life is not superior to the other.
Yeah,
So,
that's what that was what I saw somebody was saying on Arise TV earlier today, saying the President Buhari was talking about was talking about the police that died as a result of this crisis. But what about the Nigerians? Because and Nigerians are the ones that are actually complaining and fighting that these police, they are brutalizing us, they are killing us. Now, because the people now reacted, you only now see the. I mean, something is really wrong, go honestly. And there was something I wrote on Twitter that we should not blame Buhari too much. Let us blame the script writer. And I was just trying to be funny a little bit. I'm not good at being funny. I'm not good at cracking jokes. But I was just trying to look at Buhari perhaps does not know anything that is going on in Nigeria. It's what they tell him that he knows. Okay? But somebody wrote that for him to read. So, for instance, if it is during my exam, as a student, I will not see what is in the exam paper until the day of exam. So they just put it in front of me, and I'm just reading like mumu. So I'm thinking maybe that is the case. Then we should start attacking the people or criticizing the people that are working with him, his handlers.
but
Right?
should a president go with the handlers? You know, some I said from 2017-18 I stopped watching his broadcast because I found out that they are total rubbish. Now, as a president, some issue happens. I expect you to address the nation that day, as the next day, and not coming to read out papers. You can just have a heart-to-heart discussion with us. The last time before this broadcast yesterday, there was a broadcast about a week before then. It was just 100 seconds broadcast, 1 minute, 30 seconds.
See, the thing,
This
what we
guy
need to
cannot
know,
even talk direct, man to man. In one
Tosin,
minute,
what we
30
need to
seconds
know.
for Nigerians. He had to read from the book.
Wait, Tosin. See, I think Nigerians, after this, maybe if we are able to remain Nigeria, if we are able to remain a country, by the time we enter 2023, that is when we will know whether Nigerians have actually learned from what is happening to them or what is happening to us now. For instance, I think Buhari is not a president. He's just a bloody old soldier. See, my dad is also a bloody old soldier. And if my dad is probably in Buhari's position, but my dad is also in his 70s, he probably could do that. Or but because my dad is one that talks, but Buhari doesn't talk. So maybe you might see my dad talking from the day that thing is happening, he will be talking because he cannot be quiet. That is his kind of person, right? But Buhari is the type that just Yoruba people say, "Orero sinu," he's angry, but he just will not talk. So this is me now saying that, let's say that Buhari has an input in that speech that he read. All right. You see, even during the week when this guy initially when Sanwo-Olu went to Abuja, and there was a short video where Sanwo-Olu was telling him the grievances of the youth. What did he do? He burst into laughter at some point. They quickly cut the video. He was laughing. People are on the street, sleeping on the street, and they are not telling you their grievances, and you are laughing as the president. So Buhari is a sadist. And I'm not sorry to say it this time around. You know, I'm used to saying I'm sorry to say, but I'm not sorry to say Buhari is a sadist. He does not have what it takes to be a leader. He's a bloody military. He's a bloody soldier. And earlier I was saying that by 2023, if there's any entity known as Nigeria, by 2020, we will know whether Nigerians have learned. What I mean by that is that we will never vote again. Anybody that has been a military man.
I know
that, but
in order not for us not to vote in any military or recycle the
old
present guys we have there now.
Yeah.
We that are vocal among us should from now continually engage the youth, sensitizing them and educating them on election and the electoral process. Because as of today, the only means by which one can attain any political office in Nigeria is through election. So if the youth are not prepared to engage, to come out, vote en masse for their young candidates, we will still have this same old guy coming back.
Yeah, but if I have the opportunity, you know what I will do? I will say that Nigeria will never vote for any of these guys first, people who have ever been in the military. That is one. Two, all the people that have been in position of power, that's been in position of authority, in Nigeria from year 2000, in the last 1999, from 1999 to date, all of them we should, because whether they are young or old is no longer a factor now, because we've seen young people like the one in Kogi, who is a non-entity, right? He's an idiot, and I'm not sorry to say it. We've seen people like that. We've seen Dino Melaye, even though you see sometimes Dino Melaye make some reasonable noise in the house, okay? But at the same time, when you see him display what do you call it, opulence on the internet, it's sickening for me, because this is what an average Nigerian cannot afford. And if he is a civilian,
and he's using their money to buy it, it's our money that he has used to buy those things.
That's it. And it is high time also that we stop voting people that are above 60 years of age. If you are above 60 years of age, you cannot understand us. In fact, even me, there's an age difference or generational difference between me now, that is going to be 40 soon, and people that are 20 years old in Nigeria. There's the way that they reason that I do not understand. How much more somebody who is 60, who is 70, or Buhari who is perhaps 80? They do not understand. Buhari is not on Twitter. Atiku is not on Twitter. Okay? It is people that are writing all those nonsense that we see. People are writing it for them. People like Buhari maybe cannot even Google his name. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to embarrass Google. But it's the truth.
If you tell him, Buhari, we ask you, what is Google? Is that a new no the Fura company?
Oh, so we need people. We need people who have handles that they manage by themselves. That way, if 20 of us tweet at them, they will get to see it. And
See, those
we
that
know
have
that
handle they manage by themselves, even when they get to power, they will not handle it by themselves again because they have a lot of
is
PA.
Donald Trump not managing his tweet?
We cannot say to be precise.
Okay, we cannot say to be precise, but I'm telling you that see, no matter
I get
what,
your point. Yeah, I understand your point.
yeah, they will have access to it. Maybe not throughout the day, but in a way,
Once
they
in a while.
get to understand the people's
We
emotions. They
cannot
get to
actually
understand
blame
people's.
we cannot actually blame Buhari's handlers. We cannot continually to blame them.
Why?
If if you are the president, will you also show negligence to what is happening in your country and when you want to address your people, it is some handlers that are putting up right up for you? No. When Buhari was asking for our vote in 2015, 2014, 2015, he was the one jumping from one state to another. He was the one going with plane, with by road, by air, by water to different places to canvass for their vote. Apart before that 2014-15, he had run for election 3 times. And he got to a point he was crying on live TV. Is there anybody that was handling him that time? No. So you cannot come to ask for my vote directly. And when I vote for you, then you have to discharge. Then you now say somebody is writing for you, somebody is your handler. No, that is your own negligence. I will not call the name of that handler. Though, Ibu Alontahu, Abontane. I will not call the name of those handler now. I'm coming back to them. But you that I voted for to discharge, to take charge, you are not taking charge. You are the one I'll be calling. So we cannot blame his handlers. They see those handlers in the last 5 years now that Buhari has been in power, the money that they have never gotten in their life is coming to their account. So if you think they will be true to we Nigerian, we the masses, we are only deceiving ourselves. If we think that they will like that money to stop, we are only deceiving ourselves.
Okay,
So
let me
it's
quickly
the
play.
Buhari himself that we will hold responsible, not any handler.
Okay, Tosin, let me share this thought from Femi Kuti. I really liked it, and I want I think our viewers, some of our viewers might also be interested in what Femi is saying.
Sure.
Ah, sorry, it's not Femi, it's Cheung.
Tony, somebody asked what about Tony Street. I don't know. I don't see anything we have for Tony Street. I'm not here yet. It's amazing to me, Sha, the length Nigerian government will go to control the narrative with the people they try to put out there. What did they happen now? I tell you, like, majority of the violence that go on are still repeated under political violence. The politicians want to hijack the narrative by all means. By all means, they don't want to stop. So we the people must be steadfast. You know, government job that to protect within life and property. But for Nigeria, they don't add one word. They add one word for that phrase. But they only talk out. You know, they say for Nigeria, the government is protecting rich lives. So they add rich lives and property. You understand? So we've been living for 21 years inside the democracy, and this government don't destroy millions of lives. Our business people don't destroy millions of lives. Whether they no bomb building, building when they fall, they kill people. Wetin dey happen? All the building collapse. Wetin happen? Wetin we hear? Poor people's lives are being destroyed every second in this country, and they don't brainwash all of us to put rich man property over the life of poor people. And everybody also believes say we are, even though we are not, most people don't believe say they're poor. That's why we don't want to behave like the poor people. We just believe say we never rich yet. We are not yet rich. Now you are poor. And the moment we begin to align with the poor people of this country instead of the oppressor, the quicker we come out of this mess. The quicker we come out of this mess.
What do you think about that thing I said? It touched me when he said that we need to start align with the poor people, you know. So, and he said the earlier we start align with the poor people, the earlier we will be able to access. We will be delivered as a nation.
Yeah, a lot of people like to see themselves as they are more of advantage than their neighbor. That is how the name "I better pass my neighbor" was brought out. I can put on generator even as a small one, so I better pass my neighbor.
And make noise to everybody around the street that does
Yeah,
not have.
there's a lot of sense in what he said because especially this message is for the middle class Nigeria. Sometimes last year when I convened that group Nigeria Our Home talking about e-voting, most of my message was direct to middle class Nigeria because during electioneering before the election day. Now, okay, let's talk about the election day now before the electioneering. On election day, the middle class Nigeria, they don't go out to vote. They don't even go to collect their PVC, even if they registered. They don't go to collect. Until a time comes when those of them that are civil servants, government begin to ask them at work. Now, they don't go out to vote. They just, on election day, you just sit at home, watch television, cook, play around their family. Now, that's election day. Now, before election day, the electioneering, during the campaign and all, an average middle class Nigeria, they have Okada rider that take them to work or take them when their car breaks down or door. They have the market woman they buy from. They have mechanics that works on their car. They have laundry guys that take care of their clothes and all. So they have people in their neighborhood that look up to them. Like these guys are more learned than us. So, but during the electioneering, these people, they see the middle class as they don't say anything to them about campaign or candidates to vote for and all. So all these artisans, they avoid of information. So when the politician comes, their vote is they can easily buy their vote. They can easily buy their vote. So what is saying now, these people, if they will see themselves, this middle class, if they will see themselves in the same level with those artisans, Nigerians will get better. Seeing themselves as those artisans is begin to educate those artisans during electioneering. Lagbaja Nike dìbò fún. ẹni ó ti ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀ kò dẹ̀ rí nǹkan kan ṣe, ẹ má dìbò fún mọ́ o. Tá bá fún yín lówó gan, just take their money. Don't vote for them o. This person is the one you vote for. These people will bring money. Don't reject their money.
They stepped up now. If you are going to take money,
They will say
proof. You will have to show proof that you have voted for them.
So it now depends on them how they want to educate these poor people. Because in a stock, if you are the only guy that is rich around 10 poor people, then you're also poor, because those people will suck you dry. So the area, the middle class especially, begin to align themselves with the suffering Nigerians and begin to educate them. The earlier the middle class start picking up interest in politics, participating in it, and going out to vote, serving as role model to artisans around them, to people around them that depends on them.
But let me cut you. Let me say something, Tosin. Do you know that most businesses in Nigeria, most businesses, especially the ones that are rich, the ones that are flourishing, and I can name names, okay? Do you know that they have the hand of these politicians who have stolen our money in them? Like look at the business of Dangote, for instance. Look at the business of Otedola, for instance. Look at every other major businesses that are flourishing in Nigeria. They are most of these companies, they have our monies that have been stolen from the government, or that the politicians who have stolen our money has invested in. And who are those that are working there? They are the middle class. So, for instance, if I am a manager in Dangote, all right, and I know that Tinubu is a shareholder, I know that Atiku is a shareholder, I know that Obasanjo is a shareholder. Who else? All these big guys, they are shareholders in these companies. Whether the shareholder that we know, or the ones that is not even on paper at all, that is done behind closed doors. So tell me, how is it that I have that I would be able to enlighten people? Because as long as Nigeria remain impoverished, some people are making money from it. Because it means that what is supposed to go to 10 people, or 100 people, or 1,000 people, is being shared by a few people. We must have to tell ourselves the truth. See, there was something that I saw somewhere, during the week, and that person said, these politicians, they are members of our society. The policemen, they are members of our society. The military guys, they are members of our society, even though they are not all bad. Because I saw some video of some, men in uniform that are actually talking with the youths in the streets. Instead of harassing them, instead of shouting on them, instead of beating them up or shooting at them, they were actually engaging them intellectually. I think these people do not understand this. That's why I say that we must never vote for people that are above 60 again. Because in Nigeria, we have the culture, especially in the South, we have the culture of he's an elderly person. Okay, the elderly person, we believe we have to respect them, even if they have no sense. Even when they are making decisions that we know this decision is leading us to nowhere. Because of the age, we have a culture that says we should respect them. Okay, so but these people, in order for you to be able to win them, in order for you to be able to calm them, you need to engage them intellectually. You see, people will be clapping. I've seen video of governor of Oyo State where people were actually burning police station. I learned people killed 2 policemen. He went there in their midst. He stood in their midst using microphone to speak to them. This is leadership in 21st century. Not somebody sitting somewhere, we don't even know where he is, and then he make a 2-minute or 5-minute or 10-minute video, and he sent to us. Who are we to him? That guy, I posted it. I shared the video on this handle. Please check it out later. Maybe you can check out the video. You know, he walked in their midst, even in this hostile period. He walked in their midst in Ibadan. He spoke to them not on TV. He went where the tension was hot. That is leadership in 21st century. And
He
I'm
said
telling you,
something. He said he's identifying with them. That when he's
yeah,
asking for their vote, that he came to them. And now is a trying time that he will not let them alone. That anything that happens to them happens to him.
that is leadership in this century. And I believe that people like Obasanjo have no clue. People like Atiku do not understand it. People like Tinubu do not, because they of the generational difference. It's not their fault per se.
Tinubu
They
is
grew up.
when Tinubu was the governor of Lagos, what did Tinubu do? He's Jansoke. That is the slang that time. Jansoke, Jansakpo.
Of
People
course.
are just eating money. Money is everywhere. People are shopping money. Jansoke.
Let me also say this. Tinubu single-handedly destroyed all the major Yoruba socio-cultural political groups.
For
He
his selfish
single-handedly destroyed them.
for
Because
selfish
most of them,
interest.
huh?
For his selfish interest.
Of course, for a selfish interest. For selfish interest. He was a poor guy when he came to politics, according to history that we have. You know, if you have, feel free, if you have something contrary, please present it. Okay, we are open here. We're just reasoning with ourselves as Nigerians. Okay, we have known, at least for now, I am not a politician, and even though I am not standing on the fence, I'm not that kind of a Nigerian. I am political. Okay, and I want to advise Nigerians that it is foolishness when you say you are not political. When you are not taking side, it is because you are foolish, and that is what that's what our parents have done that brought us where we are. So you have to be political. Aristotle said every human being is a political animal. So if you are not saying, "Oh, me, I am standing on the fence," like there's one doctor, one PhD that I used to follow on Twitter, that I used to say he's on the fence, he's on the fence. And the day I questioned him, Dr. Joe, is it Dr. Joe? Yeah, Dr. Joe something. I've forgotten his name now. He blocked me. See these guys. You think they are intellectuals. You think they are intelligent. They are the people that are supporting people like Obasanjo. They are supporting Atiku. They are supporting Buhari silently, and they will say they understand us. They will say they are with us. It does like
going to school does not mean people are intelligent. Having certificate does not mean people are intelligent. People are just cramming something and writing down an exam.
Yeah, unfortunately, let me shock you now. Some people on this platform, maybe people that are watching it now, might not even like it. In case if we have people that are following Reno Omokri, okay. See, somebody yesterday night was telling me in Nigerian, a patriotic young Nigerian, told me, bros, I couldn't sleep this morning. I'm worried. I said, waiting, and what happened? I said, this Nigeria matter. I said, me too. We are worried. All right. So he said he wished that there could be, he had written a letter that he wants to send to Showore and Reno Omokri, that the way they are tackling themselves.
I saw that.
Instead of tackling yourself, because we can identify with you for this generation. But all the time that we hear from you, you are tackling yourself. You are tackling yourself. Why is it that we cannot form an alliance if we truly care about this nation? Why? If this generation matters to you.
See, I saw that letter.
And I told him, wait now.
Okay.
Wait. I told him, I said, I hope it works, but I don't think it will work.
Why?
And I told him 2 reasons why it will not work. This thing I'm saying now, he did not give me the permission to share it. Okay? But I think I should share it. So he sent the letter. I said, post it on your social media, tag them if possible, send a letter to them personally. Send this copy, send it to their email address or their Twitter. I don't know, maybe they check their DMs, but if possible, send it via their email. But I told him, I said 2 things is why this will not work or why it will not happen. Reno Mokri is still canvassing for Goodluck Jonathan till tomorrow. And we are already hearing small that they are probably bringing Jonathan back. That's why you see Jonathan in Abuja all the time. Okay, this is not verified yet, but this is something we have been hearing. Okay, now, so because Jonathan is probably coming back, and Reno Mokri is serious, all the fight that is fighting with Showore is because of Jonathan. Nothing else, nothing more. Okay, now Showore is another stubborn person. Showore will not come down to support or to accept people of that generation. So if, as long as Reno Mokri continue to support JEJ, as long as he continues to support Jonathan, oh, where is this guy now? Anyway, I'll continue saying what I'm saying. I hope he'll be back. He probably have an internet challenge. So I was saying that as long as Reno Mokri continue to support or canvass and defend Jonathan, he will not be a friend with Showore, because Showore will not bring himself back to accept this old man. There's nothing we can do about it. This is somebody that I already know. And I'm not saying Showore is perfect also. So this is a disagreement that may stand. Now, we are still talking, me and him, he's in Nigeria, and we are chatting using WhatsApp. Few minutes later, he told me, bros, I have sent the email. I said, okay, that's good. I hope it works. It has not been up to 5 minutes or 10 minutes later. He sent me a screenshot, and I clicked on it on my laptop. You know what was there? Reno Mokri had already replied to his message, to his email, immediately. You know what he sent? He said, never in your life, let this be the last time you write to me. These are the kind of people that want to leave Nigeria. The person that wrote that letter to him is about maybe around 25, between 25 and 30 years old. He's looking at the people as the people that we can look up to. But the response that Reno Mokri sent to him via email was that never in your life write me again. Meanwhile, this guy was just pleading and saying, I wish that you guys will settle your scores, regardless of whatever it is that may be between you. Why is it that people like that, people like Reno who said he has written a book that was that sold out on Amazon? I don't know.
Who is reading it?
I don't know.
See, I saw when I was going to work early this morning. When I was going to work, I think in my time here should be around past 7. I saw that post. I saw the letter. It was immediately he posted that, because it was few minutes he posted. I saw that. I read, very nice letter. But see, if we continue to see the fact that everybody is attacking Buhari does not mean they all want good for Nigeria.
At all.
Every man has his own interior or exterior motive. So we should not see everybody attacking government of the day as they want good for the country or they are good guy. No. If we want to see people by that way, then we will be misled another time. We should check the content of individual. What is this person saying? What does this person carry? Reno has eaten as a wine and dine with Jonathan. They have stolen our money together. So if Reno is attacking Buhari today, it is not because he wants good for Nigeria. It's because he has stolen money before. He has been there. They are stealing money together before. And he knows how those money are sweet in stealing and shopping. And he cannot wait to get there again to continue stealing. So I saw the letter. It's a perfect letter, and I don't know why he had to reply like that, because I did this. It's not offensive. It's
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 not
not
offensive.
it's not
In
offensive.
fact, when he told me, he asked me, he said,
Bruno
Bros, what is
knows.
your he asked me, what is your opinion? I told him, I said, this is a noble project that you are doing. You know, the fact that he was able to think about that, this is something
Yeah.
that we should encourage in young Nigerians. But for people, but for somebody like Reno to send him that kind of reply, it is degrading, it is discouraging. It's I mean, I was disappointed. And I told
Don't
him,
be
that's something I told him.
disappointed.
I said, yet Reno called himself a pastor, oh. And this boy is talking about making peace with somebody. What does he preach
Reconciling.
to people that follow him? Anyway, I used to follow Reno. Let me tell you this also, so that people that are on this platform will know. See, this is where we share experience. This is where we share knowledge. That is the main purpose of this platform. Okay, we share practical experience, we share practical knowledge, because we know that the majority of the problem that we have in Nigeria is ignorance. And ignorance here is not because you have not gone to college or because you have not gone to university.
It's
There are
not by
so
having
many PhD
certificate.
holders. Nigeria has so many PhD holders who have no common sense. They
Bruno
do
now
not
carry
understand.
there.
They do not understand how the work works in 21st century. And
Bruno
so
went
we
to
need.
Cambridge also, Abi.
You say what?
Reno.
Mm,
Òun náà
yeah,
kàwé díẹ̀, ṣé bó lọ sí Cambridge àbí school wo ló lọ ní
I
abroad?
don't. I don't even know where he studied, but I know that he is well read.
See,
These are
Reno
people
cannot
who have put their
reconcile
mouth.
with.
They put their belly before the people. That's just the truth. Reno has actually written a quotation before when I was still following him, because before he blocked me on Twitter. When I was still following
He
him, because
must have blocked the other guy also.
they don't like people who will critique them. They don't like people who will question them. So they immediately block you. Okay. So he wrote a quotation, and this was something he took from the Bible. Okay. And he was trying to mix it with something to make people think, don't worry, it is going to anyhow. You are going to be. It's going to. You are going to be. You are going to make it. You know. And I just write a comment. I say, sir, I'm sorry, but this kind of quotation is what is making Nigerians not able to think. And our inability to process things is the greatest challenge that we have. In fact, the only thing that I have against religion, the way it is practiced in Nigeria, I am a Christian. But the major thing that I have against religion, the way it is practiced in Nigeria, is because it suppresses our ability to critique things, our ability to question things, to challenge things. So, and immediately blocked me. So these are people who will not, they don't like dissent. They don't like it when you challenge them. They don't like it when you question them. See, we are on this platform, and I agree that I am not a master, or that I don't know it all, but I try to understand things. I try to read a lot, so that I am exposed to the way things are going around the world. And you can feel free to disagree with me, and if you have something, you have an opinion that is contrary to what I'm sharing, I can bring you on this platform, and you would be able to critique me. You'll be able to ask questions. We will reason together. Even to Oluwatosin that is here, we don't agree on so many things, but we always track in it. If you can imagine the way we are talking on this platform, we also talk like that, hours on video calls. He's disagreeing with me, I'm disagreeing with him. We are making him see reason why this is like this. Why this will not work, why this will work. This is how we can build our society, and this is how we can actually develop an average Nigerian. Because without this, I've said to many people, in fact, I have said to even Showore, I've told him that, see, unless we invest heavily in massive education, there is nothing we can do. There's no how we can help Nigeria. And this massive education is not ABCD. It's not the one that we get in university. It's not the kind of education they give in Cambridge even, or Oxford. It is ability to reason, ability to critique. until we get there, whereby, and we cannot get everybody there, but at least we need to get a reasonable number of people to that level. Anyway, I think I've talked.
Reno cannot agree with Shore.
Yeah, and Showore will not agree with him.
Reno, I'm just painting the picture. I'm not saying that is how it is.
Okay.
Reno is somebody that's gone to price some houses that are Elonile, it's so million. Okay, I will come by. Say after this election, we win this election. I will come and I will buy. Then all of a sudden, that hope is cut short. So, and the guy you feel is the one that play a major role in painting your candidate black and not retaining his position, and thereby your daily bread is daily bread. Yeah, Reno's daily bread got short. So you don't want to bring them together.
This issue of monkey see, monkey do. The way he begins to sell this idea, all the people that are following, I mean, not all, majority of the people that are following him are also believing the lies. Yes, these same people were canvassing for Atiku in the last election. Yeah, Atiku personally gave his private jet to Buhari to fly around the world to campaign. Atiku went to campaign grounds with
Buhari 2015.
Yes, people are blinded towards it because I don't understand how
that is
people
why
are not able to reason
people like
holistically.
him, they are already lost sheep. They are lost dog. Ajá tó ti sọnù lè gbọ́ fèrè ọlọ́dẹ. So Shore and the rest are just like hunter. So a lost dog cannot hear the whistle of the hunter to come back home. So it's people like Reno are the future opposition we should be getting ready to engage to fight with. And thank God he say he knows Bible, he like to twist Bible. God has equipped us also with it. So if you know how to lock, we know how to open. So if you are trying to bring the two of them to a round table, it is easier to bring Nnamdi and Showore to a round table, because the people they claim, both of them might have interior and exterior motive inside of them, but the picture they are bringing out as the people they are fighting or supporting is the people.
Yeah, true.
The people.
Rather than one
individual.
One individual.
Rather than Reno that is supporting an individual. The song we usually sing on the street then is
that is, for people who do not understand Yoruba, I can interpret that one. He said that I have eaten from your money, so I cannot join them to abuse you.
So
I think I tried.
You tried. So Reno, as a person have eaten out of Jonathan's money, he can never, apart from Jonathan, anybody coming under PDP, Reno has eaten from that party. Because before Reno will become special advisor in Jonathan's cabinet, he has been PDP. So anybody coming there, Reno cannot stand against them until that person is on opposition. So this individual is just wasting our time trying to call them back home.
Well, let's move away from that. Even I wasn't even thinking we will get there, but So the other thing that I noticed is that during this after on the 20th, after that gunshot, was that some people on the internet, and there was this particular guy that I noticed on the second day of after that shooting in Lekki, Ahmed Garba, you know him? Ahmed Garba is one of the young guys that that are in the team of Buhari.
Yeah, he's the social media assistant.
Yes, he made a video purely in Hausa, and I learned that what he was actually saying in that video was that they need to protect Buhari's government so that power will not leave the north. Okay, and then that this protest is a protest not just because of police, but it's a protest that is because they don't like Buhari, and that's because Buhari is from the north and all of those things. And I was angry. But I love the fact that a lot of people on Twitter that day were saying that this protest has nothing to do with region. So don't regionalize it. In fact, and there was also another Twitter handle known as Arewa, Twitter Arewa or something like that. So this group also were also pushing that agenda, right? And few days later, I saw some messages. Some people say they are Yoruba, something, something, saying, yeah, some people that are trying, some people from another tribe or another region, they are the ones that are trying to destroy Yoruba properties and all of those nonsense. And I want to say that people should not regionalize this fight or this movement. Anyway, let me see. What do you think?
It's just like fighting corruption. Corruption will fight back. So, government, when they come to power, they are the one that bring that. Is this slang or quote or something that when you fight corruption, corruption will fight back?
Is Buhari administration now?
Okay, so that is what is happening because the youth are trying to fight their own corruption now. So their own corruption is now fighting the youth back. I've said it some days ago. We have some days ago we have a chat here or on my page on Facebook. I said the earlier the elite, the political elite class, we understand that their time is up, the better it will be for them.
But do you think their time is actually up?
They knows their time is up. As a matter of fact, they have been waiting for this time for a while. They know spending up till now is extra time for them. So they knows also that our people are more crazy about religion and about ethnics. So it is the weapon in their hands to fight back. Because another weapon in their hand, especially in the north, is illiteracy.
I don't agree with you.
In the north, I'm coming. If you don't agree, no problem. I'm coming. I'm just building it up. So maybe
Okay.
when it becomes a complete building.
Make it quick.
So now illiteracy in the sense that I also heard that some of these guys they are bringing as hoodlums to cause chaos in Abuja. These guys are the guys that also speak or understand English. So they tell them that, see, the people we are taking you to go and fight, they are the people that want to overthrow Buhari. Now, will you let a beriberi, will you let Yoruba, another tribe, to overthrow your person as the president? No, Abi, or you take this 500, go and fight. That is why I say education. Now, if the ones that are educated among them, I'm not saying all the ones that are educated, but a large number of the ones that are educated among them, at least he knows what is happening, even if he doesn't agree. He knows that there is police brutality, and that is what the people are talking about. But somebody that doesn't even understand English, they just translate what is not there for him, is going with that one. Now, that is one. Another weapon in their hand is that they have weaponized poverty, especially this Buhari administration. It has weaponized poverty. when Buhari come to power, a lot of people have gone into poverty than ever before. So these people are vulnerable. People that usually they have their job before and they have money to spend, now they don't have those jobs again. They don't have money to spend. You can just toss them away with anything you want to give them. So there's no how they will not try to change the narrative of the protests that they want to overthrow Buhari and all. But it is our own responsibility, we that need Nigeria to work the way we want it, to continually asking for what we want, not stopping. Even if the physical protest will not be there again, to take it in the last more than 7 years, I've taken the Nigerian project to be my lifestyle. That 48 hours will not pass by without posting something, talking about how the government is incompetent, or how the government is not doing what they're supposed to do, or how the Nigerian people should engage in politics. How just put something. So every one of us, we must continually doing this, so that, as I've always said, the business monkey see, monkey do business. So that by the time if this guy will see our consistency and persistency in this, we make more people come on board. Now, those ones that are educated among them, they will soon come on board. Now, when they come on board, they are the ones that will now translate the good interpretation to the illiterate ones, that this is not the message. The one you had before is the wrong message. Now this is the real message. So people that are in government that are hitting our money, stealing our money, like that PA on social media. This is a regular Twitter user before, but now he knows the amount of millions that have come to his account. You think he has plan. Every one of us have plan that if I work from now to December, from January to December, I will save this amount of money. I can invest in this. I can buy this. Maybe he wants to take a new wife. Maybe the wife he took already want to buy house for her. And you now say that Buhari is not doing well, he must go. He will not reckon with you. I don't know if you are getting my point.
I understand you, but the reason I was saying I disagree with you earlier was that I have seen some of these northerners, and not only northerners, I've seen even people, Yoruba people. There's the political group that I belong to, where there was this particular guy, even during this protest, the guy was still sending some nonsense. In fact, I clashed with him 2 or 3 days ago when he was still posting some unnecessary apologetic posts. And I told him that, what has happened to your humanity? What happened to you? How much is it that they pay you? I told him, I said, I'm going to be waiting to see what you gain from this government eventually. Because you keep like Buhari's speech, Buhari was talking about trader money. We are saying people were killed. We saw Nigerian armies shooting at people on the street, and you're talking about trader money. You're saying your administration is the best administration that. And I'm saying, what is wrong with this guy? Anyway, we are too funny this night. Anyway, so let me quickly let me play a little bit of Sheon Kuti's video as well, so that people see, if one or two things before we move on.
Who for here, if you want small change for Nigeria, you are a government. In fact, the reason why your family members are not on the street acting like these people is because of you wey hold small bag for your family. Because if you hold small back for your family, if you count how many people you take care of, how many school fees you pay, how many house rents you pay, how many hospital bills you pay, can you count? Without you doing those things, your family too will be like all these people on the streets, man. These lives weren't created, not to say they come for this world and then they make themselves like this. This is the world we created for them. You know, when they criticize the 5 for 5, when they criticize the 5 for 5, you know, people they tell me say, well, the police who they fight against, they are also part of us. They say now we say police are also Nigerians. Police are humans too. They gave us sort of excuses. You know, the police were killing people, destruction of poor lives. You see, police have been killing people. We made excuses for them. Police are better their welfare. If we better their welfare, they will not be aggressive. If we better their welfare, they will not be doing all these things they are doing. Even if it doesn't really make sense. Now, we cannot find the humanity in our own people to make the same argument for them. To make the same argument for them. You know, we are not saying, let's improve the welfare of all these people so they are not talk on the streets. You can't find their humanity because they are poor. So they are definitely wrong. That's the Nigerian. Poor equals stupid, poor equals wrong, poor equals silence, poor equals irrelevant, poor equals animal. That's it, that's our code in Nigeria. And if we're not ready to change that fucking code, anybody come to tell me they want to change this country. Now, the poor people are angry. We, the professionals, we are sitting on our high horses looking down at them. Say, why would they be attacking their own? How are you their own? When their children they die, did you strike? Did you continue working for the oppressor? When the children don't see school go, did you strike? Did you do anything to show them that you are together with them? No, we all sit down and accept our little crumbs from the master's table. How many people children don't die for Nigeria because they don't get 2,000 naira hospital bill? We've never stood up for the poor people of this country. We've never stood up for them. So that's why they're standing up for themselves. If we say we don't stand up for them, this kind of thing will not happen. Not this kind of thing will happen today. So the only way for us to take control of business is to be on their side. If on their side, they respect us more than they respect these fucking politicians. Trust me. Their children can't go to school. We throw all our own children in private school and forget about their own education. And you wonder why they're on the streets. They're calling them thug and hoodlum and hooligan. Nobody they had put on your politicians for office. Now for this country, if this is the best the poor can do when they are angry, they have a lot to learn from the rich. If this is the best the poor can do when they are angry in this country, they have a lot to learn from the rich. I'll give you examples of how Nigerian rich people they act when they don't vex. And let's see if it is more barbaric or less barbaric than this. When Obasanjo was angry at the town of Odi because they killed policemen, excuse me, Obasanjo first for the town of Odi when they killed policemen. What did Obasanjo do to the people of Odi in Bayelsa State? He killed all of them. It was all over the news. The massacre, the genocide of the genocide. Second time, Zaki Piam. All this is documented facts. When senators are angry at themselves in the most hallowed part of our democracy, in our Senate chambers, in the way they make our laws, the most hallowed, the constitutional bedrock of Nigerian democracy. When they are angry, what do they do there? Don't they start fighting and throwing chairs and destroying the whole place? I don't get this, so I don't get what we're doing here. I don't get where we're trying to go with this narrative. What is happening here? Even the people that came to break things, maybe nobody from maybe recognize them. Where are the people coming from? Who is paying them? Why is the government not investigating that? It is because they are of them, that they won't pay them. They want to use this to change the narrative of what you are fighting for.
Listen, you can see that he has said so many things, and I wish we have enough time to be able to play this whole video. You know, he said a few things that I want to call your attention to. He said that the Nigerian state, that we criminalize, not just Nigerian state, Nigerians generally, we criminalize poor people in Nigeria. It's like it is a sin to be poor. When you are poor, nobody fights for your right. When you are poor, nobody stand for you when somebody is taking your right, or when your right is being infringed upon. You are, in fact, you are a nobody. You are a non-entity when you are poor. And I want to also allude to the fact that this is perhaps the reason why many Nigerian youths are going into armed robbery, why they are doing internet scam, because nobody respects you if you don't have money. Nobody respects you. Nobody honors. Nobody looks at you. In fact, if you have opinion, your opinion does not matter. Like this an opinion sharer now, because we don't have money, it's just a few people that's listening to us. It is the truth. So, like Sean was saying, that we need to find a way to align with the poor. So that it's not just until when the rich people are talking, that's when it means, okay, Baba has spoken, so everybody will support. But when somebody who does not have anything is speaking, nobody listens. We don't listen to them. When you see somebody out, even if it's on the street and it's making sense, people just record him to make fun of him. Another thing that he said that actually touched me is that the poor people, they have learned to be vandalized, to vandalize from the rich people. And he also alluded to the fact that some of these activities may have been sponsored by politicians, both APC and PDP. And I'm even grateful that I've not recently I've not seen anybody promoting PDP or APC on my platforms, because some people their brain have been remote controlled to the extent that they think PDP is better than APC. When in actual fact, there is no difference. These are the people that have been looting us. They have destroyed our life. For people like me, I have practically struggled and strived for everything. Even you told us about the story of how you yourself left home and were in a uncompleted building and was doing laborer, laborer for people that are building houses. These are how many young Nigerians are struggling and struggling and struggling. Some people will die struggling like that. Only
Many
maybe
people have
1%
died.
or 0.5% will eventually, be able to break out of this thing. But majority of the people die. At some point in Ekiti, some people were saying people should go back to the farm. Let's go and farm. There's money in farm. I say, which money is in farm? Which money is in farming? Is it not the same farming that my grandparents did and died? They did. They did. Is that my grandpa, since I knew him, went to farm every day, including Sunday sometimes.
Ah,
Yes, because he's a hunter. So he will say, yeah, even though he's not going to work, he will say he want to go and check maybe his
bóyá
trap.
ọwọ́ dẹ, bóyá ọwọ́ dẹ.
Where daily so that it doesn't get spoiled over the weekend. Yet, this old man, he is one of the people that one of the person in my life that I have known that has almost the highest integrity. And I think he was not a Christian. I think maybe he was on his deathbed. They now came to preach to him. He was the Olu there in my village, okay? But this man has integrity. I do not know the number of children that he has. He's my grandfather. I lived with him. My mom's dad. And this is because the son and daughters of his older brothers and sisters, they were like his own son, or children rather. So I can't even distinguish whether this one was his direct or biological child or not. He has a level of integrity that I have not seen in people that are Christians today. Yet my grandpa lived in a house that was sometimes you see this, what do you call it, wall gecko coming in because the wall is like this. Many of his children, he couldn't train them in school, despite how cheap it was to go to school in those days compared to now. And now somebody is now saying, some people in Buhari's government is now saying, and youth should go back to farm. Which farm now? People are talking about advancement in technology. The people that are rich, the richest people around the world today, they are people who have made money in innovation and technology. And we are now saying it is farm that people should go back to. Which farm now? Anyway, I've digressed from a little bit from what Sheung was saying. What Sheung is saying is that even the guys that are looting, even the guys that are burning things, that are angry, they are part of us. We need to identify with them. And I think this is something that you have been saying for a while, but you have not actually talked about it the way he has talked about it. You were actually saying it is okay, they should be angry and all of those things. What do you think?
The message is still the same thing. It is Gbabi ma gbabe, gbabe ma gbabi. So
Interpret.
so it's somebody that the police guy caught and say they will take you to the station. Say, I don't want to take shortcut. He say, I don't want to take direct. I want to take shortcut. Wherever where you go, wherever where you take, you will still land in police station. So wherever our message take, the message is still the same thing. Now, in his message, you in your speech the other time, I think you are start to reason with the other guys that are into internet frost now. That you now begin to reason with them now. You don't agree with them, but now you start to reason. Now you begin to reason why they have to do that. Before now, I've told you that it is a survival instinct. Now it's coming from Sheung. I think he is be able to explain that more. I think my explanation is too encode. He's be able to break that down more. Now, see, it's survival instinct. This guy, if you don't have money, nobody want to identify with you. Nobody wants to give any opportunity. Nobody wants to look at where you are. You are just lacking everything. Everything. That is why you see those guys now, they're on the rampage, going from places to places, and they are just trying to vent out their anger because they have seen those people they are attacking. They have reason. A dog will not just be barking. They have reason. That is when in our opening, I said we should put these places that were attacked, we should put them separate, and we can into classes. And if we observe very well, we have a critical look at things, we will know that there's a reason for the attack. They are not just everywhere. They are not just everywhere attacking anybody. They are not just going to people's home and start burning their homes. No. They are They are not just. There's a secretariat is there, Alausa. They didn't burn down secretariats. They don't have any business there. But they have their friends in the prison that have been locked up unlawfully.
And the courts that has actually probably sentenced them when they are not guilty.
They know their friend is not doing anything, he's just taking in their hem and looking for money to eat. But and the police just come and rogue him.
Wait. They will arrest a poor guy when he's smoking in their hand. Okay? But most of our musicians, they are smoking even on TV.
Nothing do them.
And nothing happened.
So now you see the anger of the poor man now. So you say two wrongs don't make a right. You see now that two wrongs might, at the end of the day, make a right to the person that is making the second wrong. It will make a right to the person that is making the second wrong. So when you are poor, you are at all means disadvantaged. Nobody wants to recognize. Even the person that wants to recognize with you is because probably wants to take advantage of you. That is why you see some guys, somebody has gone to school, he has the intellect and know where to apply it to. He's just on social media, he's just chatting, he just had up some random people and just create some story and just is able to get money out from them with those stories. Just felt, oh, so people can fall for a story like this? Okay, what about taking this on a larger scale? Okay, what about not taking Naira again and start taking dollars?
Yeah, but see, when we are talking about this, because I've seen like the guy that actually we interviewed who told us about the scheme of romance scam online and all of those things. My wife sent me a video earlier today where they make a meme of Buhari dancing and saying, "Shebi, people want speech, I've given you speech." And I was telling her, I said, you know that Nigerians are super talented. Just imagine if we have a president who understands the power of internet, who understands how we can channel these talents, whereby there are companies around the world today whereby what they are doing is just they have a website where people go there and you design your own meme, you design your own what do you call it, animation, and they are making money from it. Look at the platform we are using. This is something that an average Nigerian can design. If you see some of the knowledge the kind of intelligence that is required in being able to do internet scam, and to be sincere, I am against it. I am totally against it, and I don't care about your reason for doing it. But at the same time, we need to know that we need a government who understand that how to be able to tap into this intelligence.
We have an army of young people. They are intellectual, they are talented, they are resourceful, they are productive, but there is no avenue for them to channel all this together to bring income to them. They will devise means for themselves anyhow it will generate money for them. That is why all the time I like to blame the government for everything. Anything a Nigerian will do, I will blame the government. And I have my reason, I will have my point to blame the government. It's up to you if you agree or not. But this is my conviction. A lot of these guys will have been super. See, we have the population. In Nigeria, how many applications do we have that belongs to a Nigerian that Nigerians are using? We have the population. They're foreign. Meanwhile, we have the capacity, we have the population. Indian banned to talk, and they introduced their own. Is it to talk or tell talk? What is this one?
It is
TikTok.
TikTok.
They banned TikTok, and they introduced about 3 or 4 of their own. If they will ban Facebook today, they will introduce another one like Facebook of their own.
Yeah.
Our people, they have the ability to make such. To make such. But but when the government is not providing an enabling environment, this is a government that came to power and more than 50% of the companies in Nigeria, they fold up, they pack up and relocated to another country, to a neighboring country, because of their hostile policy. So, if you like, start killing people that are into internet scam, start killing them.
Buhari is still using the experience of 1983 and 84 then. You know, that's why I was talking about during the last election when people were saying people like Showore, people like Professor Mogalu, that they did not have experience. I'm saying, which experience did Buhari have? That how is Buhari's experience going to be relevant in this government? Even though I am not happy,
his first 4 years as his experience,
I think people like me has been vindicated. You know, that he has no experience that is relevant. How many training, development training, or maybe personality development training or leadership training has Buhari taken in the last 10 years? How many group of professionals has he led in the last 10 years? So, but people are saying they want people that have experience, they have experience. People that have been stealing our money since how many years? You know how many years people like Buhari has been in power? You know how many years Atiku have been in power? You know how many years all these guys have been in power? Some of them have been in power more than 40 years. So they've been getting pension, everything that they are wearing, their company, their children, everything is Nigeria paid for. Yet we are still saying they are the one that will deliver us. And that's why I love the show. That show quotation where he says, "The people that destroyed your past
cannot guarantee your future.
They cannot guarantee your future." These people, because Nigeria is like this, that's why they are rich.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, in a sane environment, in a competitive environment, Otedola, Dangote, they cannot be richest in Africa. But because our system has empowered people like that, it is our money, and I'm saying it on the internet. It is Nigeria's money that has empowered people like Dangote, that has empowered people like Otedola, that has empowered people like Tinubu, who say he's richer than the whole state, and which might be true. Abi, who is an individual that uses bullion van? If it's not richer than the state, than the whole state.
Yeah.
And there are people like that. See, Oji Usokalu was sentenced to prison. He came out of prison and is back to the Senate. That's the kind of society that we have. People that have robbed us, and we know they have robbed us. They are stolen from us. I used to say, or I'm still saying it. When our parents were younger, some of these guys and their parents, Because when you look at history, you look at people like this guy from Kwara. What is his name?
Araki.
Cherokee. His parents were in power. Okay, so his parents, they ruled over our own parents. They are the generation of their parents. They ruled over our own parents. They hand over to their children to continue where they stopped. And if care is not taken, our own children will be ruled by these people, the current people that are in power. They will be controlled by our own children. It is gone in the days when people will say karma is a bitch, or that you are praying that God will destroy them, or God will catch up with them. They work.
It doesn't work.
They work. And the earlier we sensitize ourselves, the better. Anyway, I think I agree with Sean that we should align with the poor. Right? Let's align with the poor. Let us know that we are not better than them. If you look at some of us, like me, I don't know, maybe for some people, things may have been easy for them, but I've never gotten anything easy in my life. So I can totally agree with the poor, but then I don't agree because I never stole. In fact, I worked in the government sectors where I could actually join my colleagues, where it was easy to make easy money, but I did not. And it was one of the reasons I left Nigeria, because I know that I at some point I said transfer me from Lagos because I cannot be seeing free money and my friends are already buying land, they are already riding cars. When I was going to buy a car, I had to go and take loan. So and this way I was seeing free money every day and I couldn't take because I was highly religious then. And I said, please, Oga, transfer me. I want to go to Ibadan. Anyway, that's the story for another day. Please do share this video. If you are watching us, do share, and in case maybe somebody share it and you've seen it, please do follow the page and like it. We're going to be discussing things like this all the time because I believe that Nigeria needs massive education. And like I said earlier, the kind of education that we need is not ABCD. It's not 1, 2, 3. It's not the university education, because we know that even our university professors they are crooks. Majority of them, they are crooks. So they cannot teach us, but we need the kind of knowledge that we do on this platform, which is to critique things, to ask questions, to look at issues, social political issues critically. And I also want to tell you, people that are watching this, that we need to become political in everything that we do. In our decisions, we have to be political. We have to sensitize ourselves so that and the reason we have to be political is because some of you may say, oh, I'm not in Nigeria, I'm not voting, so why should I be political? The thing is that there are people in Nigeria who are looking up to you, and they are going to be making decisions whether you like it or not. So why not make a decision that that could help? And whether you say, okay, I don't live in Nigeria, for instance, for people who don't live in Nigeria, truth is that as long as Nigeria does not have value, or we don't have the country is not progressing, it affects us wherever we go in the world. People are looking at us based on the value of the country. The value of the country is the value of the passport that you carry.
Nice.
So thank you for being with us. Oluwadosin, do you have something you want to share?
Yeah, that has been a nice time putting our heart out to people and trying to let them know what is happening and the way forward.
Yeah, and if you have questions, if you want to be on this program also, we can allow you. We have questions, whatever issue, social political issue you want to discuss. Feel free. We can discuss it. And tomorrow I'll be having a very important guest from Canada, as the author of The Village Boy. Is featured in many of the major dailies in Nigeria. So we're going to be talking about the state of Nigeria. We're going to be talking about Buhari's speech, especially. I'm interested in that. We're going to be talking about
I don't have
social
interest.
cultural issues. I know you don't have interest in Buhari's comment, but this person will have interest. So, and we'll be here 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Nigerian time. Please do join us. It promises to be very engaging. It's somebody that is knowledgeable. Is older than us, so probably he's in his 50s, and so he will be sharing with us. Please, I'm inviting you officially. Please do join us 5 p.m. Nigerian time tomorrow. Oh, it's already today here now. So thank you for spending time with us. We value the time that you spend with us. Okay, we value it so much. I'm going to leave this Sheun's video now while we go away. I'm going to leave Sheun's video to continue to play. It remains about 5 to 6 minutes, just for people who might be interested in watching the video. All right, Uluwatosin, thank you so much. We will
Thank
be
you very much for having me.
being with us. All right, guys, please continue to watch this if you still want to, you know.
So if we're all of us is now want to change this or we want to continue to be pets or because that's what now see happen. Everybody is poor, far away from the oppressor, we where the oppressor likes more. You know, we're all animals to them, trust me. These people are all animals. Because anybody that oppresses you dehumanizes you. So when they don't dehumanize you, not be animal, you be that. So you are not a human, you are animal to them. So among us, even the one they don't say I'm not pets. The best you can beat these people is a pet. I mean, I cannot be anybody's pet because I'm a human being. Anybody who that's don't make up for this country, they are all pets. The favorite animals. The favorite animal is a pet. And you think the pet is going to fight his master for you? The best the pet can do is to get more treats from his master with your pain, then come and bite you after. Because me, I'm surprised that people are afraid to say that it's not only sad that our problem in this country. If we have the attention of the people like this, why would no one tell them to let's change the country for good? What would they fear? Many people for government don't reach out to me now again. What I'm now they ask because they don't want me. So what can we do? Okay. I say get off your high horse. We have already socially defeated you. Let you know that we are not expecting you to be in government after 2023. But for now, to know that you are even getting sense more, there are certain things you must do for the people. See, all southern senators must demand the president to sack the IGP and all service chiefs. They must demand it, or they don't go sign it. But they don't know compensation for victim. Compensation for victim, I still our money, they want to compensate us. Not saying that the police will keep person won't pay you now. Not the public money. This is the generation that people start resigning in Nigerian politics. This is time. It has never happened before. Why? I know people like to resign. It's time to resign. So Buhari must be forced to ask for the resignation of all the budget to not be signed. That's the power they can show, not be the tokenism they give us. That will be something concrete. They themselves, senators, will announce to the Nigerian people that as our economy is in recession, as we have to increase everything, they say, as they don't get the power, as Senate don't get the power to independently reverse the price of tariff of electric, tariff of petrol, but they themselves, they will reduce their jumbo pay. Reduce jumbo pay for all senators. Let's start from there. Also by 90%, reduce all your allowances or everything by 90%. They will know that you're on the people's side. Then take the president to sack the service chiefs and the IGP. Because all these things are happening under them, that means they don't have control of their forces. And they cannot investigate themselves. Thief cannot investigate himself. Cannot tell an accused to investigate themselves. Everybody that is implicated in this must resign. Then we investigate it. See, let me tell you something. All of us for Nigeria are the same. So that put more change for your pocket. Don't say you better pass any of us. You know how I know? There's evidence. The way we dey drive for VI, now the same way we dey drive for Oshodi. The same driving for Lekki, now the same driving for Mushin. We're all one. No way we dey go for the oh, you can go pass through, sir. Oh, follow truck. Oh, no bumper to bumper. Na lie. Banana Island driving is the same as Ajambadi driving. Hello, Joku. We don't know the form for anybody where they put small change for their pocket. So, and then, because before, I'm saying this publicly because I don't need all these people to disturb me from my phone again. So what, okay, what do you want us to do? Don't call me again. I'm planning how to remove you from office. I'm planning how to remove you from office. Leave me, let me tell you now, all of you, get up your high horse. The same energy that you used to campaign for our votes, come and use it to quell this problem that is going down. All of you go to your constituencies, go to the areas you are from, go and control your people. The same energy, no matter communities government road no reach, ballot box they reach there, and I said they reach there, I go enter go to know everything. Where's that energy now? Telling us to go and bring leaders to come and talk to you and show you a leader. You've never shown us a leader. I'm a leader suddenly. Me, the most excluded artist in Nigerian history. Excluded from everything. I say what they do 100 top 100 artist concert for Lagos. I know they did. Top 100. Top 100. Now show is a leader. Leader of waiting now. So it's time to work, Nigeria. I know people just like to sit down, chop our money, receive alerts, carry fine babes, drive your fine car. Even our House of majority leader for House of Assembly, she been said debt, in buy assurance for a wife. Oh, you guys, this is the time to work. No more sitting down under AC. It's like you are doing campaign again. It's time to move. We cannot choose leaders because we've already chosen leaders. We chose you people. Even though they're error, we've chosen you people. So do your job. Don't tell us to choose leaders among us again to come and talk to you. Talk which leader among us again? All this elitist way of, because many people, once these people call you to come and sit down with them, many people go for, I'm a leader, etc. They go for. But we will know those tricks. All of you, please, I beg, we elected you to rule this country. You are the leaders. So far, you have been misleader. Try and be leader. Do your job. Do your job. Get out of your office in Abuja. Because police is under your control in federal. Army is under your control in federal. Do your job, federal politicians. I thank all Nigerian people once more today, all our warriors, with the on ground, those who know the on ground, with the online, all warrior, keypad warrior, prayer warrior, all warriors, validated at this period. As long as you are fighting for a better Nigeria, as long as you are fighting to make this country great in your own capacity, big or small, overt or covert, subversive or dismiss anyone, so why you do the job, we hail you. Africa hail you. This is the time. This is the time. Thank you very much. And solidarity. Solidarity. $2.
Derail trains, granaries on fire. Thank you, guys. See you tomorrow. We'll be here tomorrow by 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Nigerian time. See you then. Bye.